Hey everybody, it's Chris Seeds, Wootini from GayGamer.net, here with another weekly video podcast. This past week, I went to the Nintendo World store in New York City to purchase my little yarn Yoshi. Now, I would have preferred green, but unfortunately, green only comes with the game, and since I don't really care for platformers, I was not going to buy Yoshi's Woolly World just to get the green yarn Yoshi. So it was either pink or blue, and obviously pink is super cute and adorable, and that wins out over blue. Because I only collect the cute amiibos, because I don't really use them with games. I just collect them because they're cute and they look nice on the shelf. Of course, while there, obviously, I found other things to waste money on, and I bought this great Splatoon tank top, and also this great Splatoon pillow, which is just awesome. I'd seen these online, but not actually in stores. But Nintendo World always has all this stuff. But I bought the tank top even though it is now cold, and we're heading into winter, and I won't be able to wear this properly for like 6 months. But, you know, I had to buy it because if I don't buy it now, it won't be there the next time I go. They're not going to have this in the spring. Also, can I just say, Nintendo, guys wear tank tops. Just FYI. Because this is a ladies' tank top, hence the really thin straps and the fact that it's an extra large and is only slightly big on me. The large just felt a little too snug and I was concerned, so I figured, you know what, because it's a ladies, let me get an extra large, because that's what I got my Princess Peach one in as well. And so it's a little loose, but, you know, it's better than if it was tight, where I think it would just look weird because of the straps. But men wear tank tops too, so if you could please make some tank tops for men that are this awesome, that'd be great. Thanks. Anyway, as far as games, I have been playing the hell out of Fatal Frame Maiden of Black Water, because Nintendo sent me a review code, as I mentioned, and I need to play that so that I can review it for you all. However, I can give you some impressions, and that is, it's damn spooky. Now, to be honest, I've never played a proper Fatal Frame game before. All I've ever played was Spirit Camera, which was like a spin-off on the 3DS, which I thought was very clever. But no, I haven't played one with a proper Fatal Frame story and everything. So, the story is actually the weakest part of the game for me so far, because it's told in such a disjointed fashion, and you switch between the characters, that it's hard to really get into it. It takes a while before you really start to get into the story. And even then, it's still not immersive, because you play an episode and then it takes you back out to the menu where you pick your next episode and adjust your inventory and whatever, and it's like, you know, that takes you out of the game. You know, it's not very immersive. But it still creates a great mood, and it's hella spooky. And there were a couple of scenes where I was very glad my husband was not around, because I jumped and went, you know, and he would have laughed at me. Because he already laughs at me because when you reach out to pick up an item, you have to hold down the trigger button, and it slowly you reach for it, and this dramatic music plays, and occasionally a ghost arm will reach out and try to grab you. And 9 times out of 10 it grabs me. I'm not very good at avoiding that, because I panic. But if it grabs you, you have to wiggle the thumbsticks in order to escape, and I'll go, ah! Ah! And he will laugh at me from the computer and be like, haha, you're being weird. But it's a good game. The problem is that I'm only about halfway through it, because unfortunately this is not my full-time job. I have an actual job. I just do Gay Gamer for fun. I am not paid for it. It is a purely volunteer kind of thing. So it's not my real job, so the amount of time that I can spend gaming is basically dependent on how much free time I actually have. And unfortunately, they sent me this review code right before Comic-Con, which was, 4 days of nothing but Comic-Con and no time to do anything else. So I couldn't really start it. I pretty much lost that first week. So I've been trying to play it, but I'm only about halfway through it, and I don't know if that's enough to write a review for the site yet. Do you know what I mean? Like, at this point, I feel like it's all there, and it's basically just the story that I'll discover for, and obviously I'm not going to talk about the ending in the review. It's hilarious that Nintendo put in the, when they sent out the review code, in the embargo information, they were like, hey, don't talk about this stuff until this date, and then don't talk about this stuff until the release date, but even then, don't talk about the final chapter of the game. And I'm like, who gives away the ending of a game in their review? Like, that is absurd that Nintendo feels it necessary to tell people, please don't spoil the ending of the game. Although a friend of mine said, oh no, people will do that. And I'm like, dude, if I was reading a game review that spoiled the ending of a game, a movie, a TV series, whatever, I don't go back to that site anymore. But anyway, I don't feel like it would affect my review at all, so I feel like I could review it now, but I don't feel like it's a good policy to review a game that you haven't finished. At least one that has a story. Because, for instance, also at the same time I got this, I got Rock Band. But Rock Band doesn't really have a story, so I felt like after a week, I had played all the instruments, I had tried all the modes, I had done all the different things that I could do within the game, and I felt comfortable giving it a review. Because, there's career mode, but it's not really a story where the ending of the story is going to completely fall apart, but a game that's based on the story, that's something where you want to say, okay, it falls apart at the end, so I can't really recommend the game. But Rock Band is fine. I mean, as I've played Rock Band now for another week, there's little things that I've discovered that are kind of irksome, but they don't affect my review at all, because there were already irksome things that I mentioned in my review on GayGamer.net. Thankfully, however, there was a Rock Band 4 survey that went out. I saw it on Twitter, and I followed the link, and I took the survey, and they're like, how are you liking it? And, you rate the different things and whatever, and there was a thing with, there was like these 11 features, and they're like, please number these features in the order of importance to you, that you would like to have them in the game. And there were a couple of them that were the things that I've complained about, which is not being able to make custom characters and have your custom band in all modes. Like, I made a character for my husband, but I can't have him in my band with me singing vocals unless he's actually there with the controller and the microphone singing vocals. And I'm like, no, if I just want to strum along on the guitar, I would just like to have my band behind me and not just these randos that the game selects for me. And so I put that at number 1. And that's apparently something that's coming in an update for Rock Band. There's going to be a free update where they're going to tweak some gameplay stuff, and that's one of the things they'll tweak. I would also like it if they could possibly tweak the notifications, because at one point early on I was downloading some DLC, re-downloading some DLC and stuff, and I was playing a song, and the notification would pop up on the center bottom of the screen saying, hey, this downloaded is finished, and it's right on top of where the bar is, and I'm just like, well, that's obtrusive. I never screwed it up, though. I kept my streak going, because, I'm that good. But, I seem to recall the earlier Rock Band games kind of put those notifications, like, in the upper left, so it didn't even block the score bar. But they could probably tweak that, would be a good thing, too. I could also do with some more customization options as far as clothing and characters and stuff. It doesn't seem like there's as much as there was in the first game, but... well, not the first game, but, like, the earlier games. Because Rock Band 3, I felt like, was just insane with the number of clothes and stuff that you could wear. But again, that's not going to affect my review of Rock Band, which is still, Rock Band is still awesome, because just actually playing the instruments is still awesome and fun. But then again, like I say, I don't know that finishing the story of Fatal Frame will change my review at all. I feel like my review is my review. But I don't feel like it's a good policy to review a game when you haven't completed it. Or at least come really close to completing it. Because there have been times when I've gotten to the end of a game and I simply can't beat that last boss. There's a bunch of games that I haven't completed because I simply am physically incapable of completing it. At which point, then I have to review it, because I'll never be able to finish it. But, yeah, I'm glad I don't get a lot of review codes, because this is not my full-time job, and I would need it to be my full-time job if I got a lot of review codes for games. So, keep an eye out on GayGamer.net for the rest of my New York Comic Con coverage, including those cosplay galleries y'all love so much. And then also, eventually, my Fatal Frame review. And I will see you back here next week, where I'll talk about some more stuff. Bye!